this is Ashley Howard with Ashley Howard Teaches, and if we are just meeting, I am the mom to 5 beautiful, precious children. I have a master's degree in speech-language pathology, and I love to equip moms to learn how to homeschool their children with joy and with peace and with effectiveness. So I am so excited to share with you today 5 practical ways to teach your kids while you have toddlers and babies at home. I know homeschooling can be hard sometimes, especially with little ones running around. So I want to give you practical step-by-step ways to help your kids stay engaged in learning while your babies and toddlers are happy and fulfilled. So let's get started. Okay, so number 5, let's talk about building toys. So one of the tools that we love is the wooden train play set. We got this from Walmart and we love it. So I will leave every link that I have below. This one is fun because it has different things to set up among the train set. There's trees, there's people, there's cars. What 3-year-old would not have fun with this? The baby loves it too. They love to zoom the cars on their track. I get a lot of their different little toy play cars and put them all around so that they can have so much imaginary fun with these. I also love these fun hands-on toys, especially this numbers and pegs puzzle board. They can build with these pegs. They can build them all the way up and build towers. They can also use them to identify numbers and put that number on the pegs onto the board. And so that is so much fun for them. It's good for the babies too. I think my kids spent like 30 minutes or an hour on this. They loved building. They loved for me to talk about the numbers with them when I walked over there. They loved to build these huge towers and they loved to just have fun with them. So this was a great tool. Snack with a purpose. What I love to do with this is get lots of cupcake finders, usually about 6 or 7, put them all over the table for the baby, and I love to put the Fruit Loops inside and sprinkle them all outside. And I always like to model for them what I'm doing. So I'll sprinkle some in, I'll take some out, and then I leave them alone to play. I also love to give them utensils. So maybe they have a baby spoon and I can show them how we mix, and then they might practice saying that as well. That is a great way for them to be engaged and learning themselves and using fine motor skills, while the older kids are learning themselves. If I have a toddler, I'd love for them to sit at the table too. I can put Fruit Loops all around, put some glue on a piece of paper. They can practice putting the Fruit Loops on. They can also practice mixing Fruit Loops, pouring them from bowl to bowl. There's so many ways to make snack time fun. And you can also write the letters of their names so they can practice name identification. And maybe you put some glue on there and they get to put the Fruit Loops on all around. Or you can get some pipe cleaners and they get to make a bracelet for their sister or their mom or their grandma. And so you get them excited about serving, about using their fine motor skills, and about having fun while the older kids are learning. And they're able to because the toddlers and the babies are entertained. Everyone wins. So I love that. So for number 3, use mealtime to your advantage. Now, I know this is kind of a given, but at breakfast time, this is a great time to read your Bible story. Do your Bible curriculum during this time because they are eating, they're a captive audience. Your baby is entertained eating. I like to give lots of utensils, lots of different foods, varieties, so that the baby's entertained, the 3-year-old's entertained eating, and then they can all kind of enjoy listening to the Bible story together. I also love to use lunchtime. Now, a lot of people save lunchtime for just eating, and I love to fellowship during lunchtime, but sometimes if we're having a hard time getting everything in, I might find a really good book for them to listen to while I read. Or I might use our history curriculum or our science and we get excited about that. So number 2 is get older kids involved. And I know this seems so obvious, but for me, this was a life changer. What I love to do is get my older kids involved, give them a leadership role. So now that I'm saying, hey, I want you to plan out a lesson plan for the 3-year-old and for the baby and have fun teaching them. So that excites them. It gives them a sense of responsibility. It gives them an ability to plan, to organize their ideas, to plan for an event. And I love that we're not just homeschooling on paper and worksheets. kids. But now we're taking it out. We're learning to serve our family. We're learning to take on new roles and responsibility and to show leadership. So I love using older children. They love to teach. And so it's so fun to see the joy in their eyes when they know they taught their baby brother or sister to say a letter sound. So usually I keep that to about 15 or 20 minutes. They have fun with it. They love it. They so enjoy it. So that is a fun way. I also like to, if they are not into learning that day, I might also have the older kids teach the younger kids. So they might have a reading assignment and I'll have the older one help the younger one read while I tend to the baby or tend to the toddler. So there are so many great ways that you can do this. But schedule, schedule, schedule. Because what happens is if we don't schedule, it all gets crazy and mumble jumbled and then we're pushing people over here and pushing people over there. But so I would just highly suggest find a schedule that works for you. Talk to your older children. See if they want to get involved. See if they want to have a leadership role. And I guarantee you, it'll be a great experience for your younger ones, but an even better experience for your older ones as they learn those lifelong serving skills. And for my number one top tip for what to do with a baby and a toddler in tow, I would love to share with you this. So my number one tip is to have baby school time at the table. So this might look a little crazy and this is a little less hands-off, but I still think it's so valuable. So what I love to do is have fun products for them to explore while we're learning. I might have the baby in my lap while we read, but what I love to do is I love to have these little puzzles, ABC puzzles where they can put together. This one is super fun. I'll leave the link below. So colorful, so sweet. It also includes a little book, but they put this puzzle together. And the great thing about this one is on the back side, the small letters are on the back too. So you can use both of them. I find so many products with just uppercase letters. So this one we love. So another activity that I love to use for the toddler at the table is this activity right here. This is called Loop and Learn. I don't know if you've seen this before, but these are just wonderful. So they get the little rubber band and they link it from corner to the letter or the number that it applies to. There's several different cards. So you could do counting, you could do letters, they can do rhyming, they can do shapes. There's so many different ones. And if nothing else, if you don't have time to help them in that moment, they can just practice putting the rubber bands around the pegs, and they love that. So here is one more fun activity for you to do with your baby and toddler. What I like to do is get some toy figures of some animals and let them play hide and seek with them. So what I like to do is to find a room where I know it's super safe. I have like some toy safe rooms where I feel comfortable letting them play in, and I'm going to hide little animals all over so they get to play hide and seek. And what I love about this is that each time they find one, I have them come quietly whisper and bring them to me because they're asleep. And so it keeps it quiet where they are. They keep checking in with me and I know that they're safe because they're bringing me this little animal with them, but they have so much fun. And then afterwards, I have them set up a little zoo. And I know this might be a little messy and it may just blow some people's minds, but what I like to do is get a little wet washcloth and have them have a little bathing center. So they can bathe these cute little plastic animals. I give them a little bowl, a little washcloth, and they just love to just sit there and give them baths. Now, I know that this activity can get a little messy, so I like to kind of keep it from getting too messy. Sometimes, if it's hot outside, I like to put a little tub in the house. You know, those little tubs that you collect your clothes in to pass down for later on. I always get those big tubs at Christmas time, too. And I get one of those, and I put my baby and toddler in there, and I put them in there and let them have a little bit of water fun. So I give them a little wet washcloth. They wash down these animals, and if they get all wet and they spill it, it's all contained. Yay, win for mom. And they love it. They feel like they're having a little summer treat. And then I like to give them things like popsicles and stuff like that inside there, so the mess is completely contained. This also is a great place to do kinetic sand. I've had kinetic sand disasters where it is everywhere. So when you keep it in these little tubs, and they're just small enough where the kids can fit in there too, and they have so much fun, and they play with the kinetic sand. It might get everywhere, but it's all contained. So I highly suggest you do activities where you don't add more chaos, because then you will be stressed at the end of it. Make your activities, they can be fun and hands-on and get messy, but still be contained. So I hope you enjoyed this last little tidbit, and let's get, so I hope this encourages you. On my blog at ashleyhowardteaches.com, I also give different ways to love on your kids while you're homeschooling with a baby and a toddler. So I hope you'll check my blog post out there. I also have a way for you to sign up for homeschool consulting with me, so we can talk about anything and everything homeschool that you have problems with or want to learn more about. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will link below different videos that you also might enjoy, so look for that in the description below. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping by. Remember to love Jesus with all of your heart, to love others well, and to encourage one another daily. See you later. Bye.